So, next, in this afternoon section, we are going to discuss the model question paper 2. Okay. So, morning we have completed the discussion of model question paper 1, particularly the grammar and literature part we have discussed detailedly. Okay. Now, we are going to do the same in model question paper 2. Okay. First, we will get into the grammar. Okay. So, the very first, same the previous question paper also, very first question itself, they have given that, okay, try to find out the correct form of the word, which means the word means you should remember it, this is a verb, okay, that's it. And then, see the question there, the research finds the need for stricter environmental regulation in industrial zones. What is it, my dear? Why we want to write it strengthen there? Why we should write the strengthen there, my dear? Past? Come out with the answer. Strengthen is okay. Whether we want to write the past participle, why that is? Strengthen is a past participle. Then we made a right answer, but we don't know the explanation for that, right? What is it? Yes, please. We don't know the answer, okay? We'll discuss the question, end of it. Let me get into the another question. But I need a reply. Last question, after the break we have discussed, right? Same like that, discuss, come out with the answer. Okay, see the next question. The beautiful beach, okay, again the error spot, the beautiful beach views was really breathtaking and reminds me of childhood summer vacations. Just underline the word, one by word. The beautiful beach view was really breathtaking and reminds me of my childhood summer vacations. You can consider like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In question number 2, that is error. But remember here, it's like a remembrance, right? What sort of remembrance it is? My childhood vacations, right? So definitely it should be a past, right? Yes. What we should change the fifth one actually. What it is not reminds. Actually what it is, my dear? Reminded, okay? What it is? Reminded, you should write it, okay? So the error is reminds and then we should change it to reminded. And the next one, third question, see there, third question. Rogan and Neha, okay, two different gender. So while writing the answer, you should remember you and then your represent whom. Either it is a Rogan or Neha, you have to be very careful because we should use the pronoun either he or she or his or her summer vacation, okay. So you have to be very careful enough. And then this conversation about the designation of summer vacation and then report the Rogan's question. So here itself we got the clue that this question actually raised by a, what it is made, raised by a Rogan. And then Rogan said to Neha, this what the reporting persons and then the reporting verb, right? Say yes or no, my dear. This should be the reporting person and then the reporting verb. Now we should transmit the answer. Now we will transmit the answer. Yes, what is the answer, my dear? Rogan. Yes, everyone. Rogan asked. Very good. Rogan asked Neha. Why we won't write if, my dear? Okay, morning we have discussed. Particularly the SON type question starts with the auxiliary verbs, right? Say yes or no? The SON type question starts with the auxiliary verb. What are the auxiliaries there? Be form, do form, have form, models. Okay. Actually, this question was started with the have form verb. Okay. Have you decided? Have you decided? Have plus decided. Have plus verb ed. What tense it is? Yes, others. Present perfect. Present perfect. We should change into past perfect. We should change into past perfect. What should be answer? Rogan asked Nega if she had decided, very good, she had decided her summer vacation. So this should be your answer, right? Okay, so this should be your answer. And the next, again, the reported speech. So reported speech, it's the most important topic. Okay, like error spotting, you should give more importance to that, or else similar, which means a very careless mistake, the blind spot will be there. Definitely you will do the mistake unknowingly, okay. So we should practice both the transformative sentences like this third question, even a multiple choice question like a fourth, which means a fourth question, okay. So hereby we came to know about it. Actually the second one, actually they have given this in the answer itself, right my dear? They have transmitted into direct to indirect form. So this what we should direct now. Okay, what is it? Why did you, yes, completed. Why did you decide to take up gardening as a hobby? This what you should change into indirect form, okay. So when the multiple choice question comes, what I advised you to do? Omit the option. Very first you should omit the option. Then it will be very easy for us to make the clear answer without any doubt, okay, without what it is, okay. We need not to worry about, okay. And the next most important thing, go ahead now. So we know that WH means the pattern of WH actually, WH, auxiliary, then subject will be there, right? Say yes or no, my dear. Why did you? Okay, why did you? The rest of the question will be a concept of that, not to worry about it. Okay, pronoun is there, yes, of course you should change that. Distance word is there, you should change that, okay. But this pattern alone you should remember, because in indirect we will shuffle the order, right, which means in indirect we will write the WH, next to that we will write the subject, and the next to that we will write the auxiliary, okay. So what should be answer, my dear? Why she had decided. So this should be your option, right, okay. So let me get into it. So we got it. Did decide means actually it is belongs to a simple past, okay. Simple past means you should change into past perfect. But most importantly, you should be very careful enough while you are changing the past sentence into past perfect. That time we have to be very careful. Why? Because means in past form it will be like a verb to form. For example, the question is like, okay, I saw that movie. Okay, I saw that movie. Okay, so though the distance word they have given in indirect form, it's not an issue. So we should not change that into this. Okay, in indirect form also it should be remain same. Okay, so the point is, okay, here we have a word. What it is, my dear? I saw that movie. Right? Says or no? It's there in indirect. When we are going to change into indirect, when we are going to change and keep the hand on the desk, when we are going to change into indirect, you should remember it. Okay, we should change into past. What it is, my dear? Past perfect, right? Past perfect means what it is? Had plus verb ed, which means there you should remember it. Verb 3 form, which means the past participle. Okay, so when it is a regular verb comes, that is not an issue, because here decide is a regular verb. In past form, decided. In past participle, decided only. But here, what it is, my dear? Saw. Okay, what is the present form base word for saw, my dear? See. Past form, saw. Past perfect, seen, right? Okay, irregular form, right? So when we are going to change into past perfect, definitely the saw should be changed into, yeah, what it is? Seen. Okay, so what is the indirect form? He or she had, what it is, my dear? Seen that movie. Okay, so this should be your answer particularly. Okay, so while writing the answer, that should be the blind spot when the irregular verb comes. Okay, regular verbs means that is not an issue. So question setter, when they set the question, If they think that, okay, they want to confuse you with the help of the past to past perfect means, most probably there is a chance of asking the irregular verbs. Okay, this is an easy question. Okay, there you have to write it had decided, and then that too you will get into the only option what it is. Here alone you have an option, right? Had decided, right? Say yes or no, my dear. Okay, but if they have given irregular verbs means there you have to be very careful. This part we should learn here. Okay, so omitted very first past tense into past perfect. Again it was past and present. Definitely will not come, right? Say yes or no. Again they have given like what it is, my dear? Decided. Obviously not. Okay, because past means we should change into past perfect. Okay, and then only option here we have blindly we can select the option what it is. Why she had decided to take up gardening. Okay, take up is a phrase. Take up is a phrase. Okay, and then let me get into the next question. And then here we have reading itself, you will understand the meaning of that. You will find out that in the email to all staff members, please make sure to attach the revised guidelines, and the dash should be reviewed before our meeting on Friday. Those or then or these. What it is? Present form, this past form, those are. Direct to indirect, just remember it. Now means what will change? Then. Here, this, these. Okay. So you please confirm that whether it is, please make sure to attach. Okay, that revised guidance, past line. Okay, but the very first one they have considered as a present form, right? So what should be the answer? These only, not those. Okay, these should be revised before our meeting on Friday. And the next question, my dear, this is also somewhat very different. Okay, find out the answer for that error. Our agency or agency ensures the best accommodations in all the exotic destinations. Okay, yes. This is also very challenging like anymore. Already same sixth question alone there we have discussed, right? Say yes or no. Similar, provide, providing, same like that. Okay, what it is? Accommodations. What should be written there? Accommodate. Accommodation, not accommodations. Huh? Okay, you will get into the option of the answers. Okay, so first option what they have given, it's like a accommodation. Okay, another one which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so here the error is in 3. Okay, then any other? Sorry, fourth one, in should be changed into off. Okay, fourth one, error is not in, it should be off. It is not in, it is at. Super. Another one, definitely I think so we are going to lose the mark. Yes, any other answer? Just 3 answers is enough. Last one, any other answer? Sorry? Sorry, my dear? Ensures. This should be changed into singular verb. Already is there in a singular, right? Ensures. Yes, any guess? So in this question paper, 2 questions we are going to hold, I think so. Okay, so easy question so far, up to 6 questions, 4 questions we are confident enough. But what about the last, first one and sixth one? Since the very first one we made an answer strengthen, but we don't know why we have written strengthen there. Hold the question. Okay, let me get into the 7th one now. Okay, this question, it is also resembles like morning what we have discussed. Okay, see the 7th question. The study examines the relation amongst diet and what it is? Okay. Morning they have given error. Where they have given error, my dear? There they have given or, right? So the option is, okay, B. And the next word, her recent success at the competition made her dash proud of her hard work and dedication. Feel or feels? Her recent success at the competition made her feel or feels? Present form? Sorry, singular or plural? Singular, okay. And then ninth one. Again, it's a reported speech. How have you been finding the new maths lesson? That they have given exactly like indirectly. They have made a dialogue. They have not transmitted. They have made an explanation. And the next to that, the student part alone, we won't write it. They made a word like student responded by admitting. Okay. And then they made a word that. The conjunction they have given. So we have to transmit the sentence from the beginning to the last. Okay, so where they have what they have mentioned, the word honestly. So here they have made a word responded, admitting, okay, that we can keep it like, okay, he responded, he replied honestly like anymore, okay. And then here we have only option, what it is, my dear? A bit challenging at first. So how we have to transmit? Because they have given like only, the sentence it's like a incomplete. We should complete the sentence by framing the answer exactly like anymore. The rest of the sentence we can easily find out. The conjunction but is there, and then I am starting, present continuous, that we will change into past continuous, and then now we will change into then. That will be very easy. How we will transmit the first sentence? This is also a challenging question. First we should write the subject. What may be the subject, my dear? What may be the subject? We can consider that as a he. And the next to that we should find out the verb. Okay, what should a verb was there in the sentence? Find, right? Okay, so we can write it in a past form like anymore. He found a bit or little bit challenging at first, and then rest of that we can make the sentence but. What is the next one, my dear? He was starting to understand a better then. Understand the better. Now should be changed into then. That's it. Okay. So this part you should remember. When the sentence is like an incomplete sentence, you should very first you should write the subject. Next to that, with the help of the question, you should find out the verb, and then you can recite it. Do you understand? Okay. So when that part, morning we have discussed, right? Good morning. It is wished. Okay. He wished him. The student wished the teacher. Thank you is there means he thanked him. Or any other character is there, we should thank them. Okay. That character name, Arun thanked Vimal. Prem thanked Arun. Do you understand? Okay. That's what we should do it. But same like that here, another learning it is, okay. When the sentence is like a incomplete. Okay, so there we should write the subject, and then we should pick the verb from the question, and then we should complete that. Do you understand? Okay, so then only it is a complete. If you think that, okay, already they have given student responded admitting, okay, responded by admitting, then sir, we are not supposed to go ahead. We will go ahead with the last one, means it is not fair. Okay, we should change, then we should go ahead with the next one. Okay, and the next to that, 10th question. So it is obviously you can find out there what it is, my dear. Doubts. And then, no, sorry, 10th one. Yes. So here we have a science fair. Results are in. We are proud to announce the robotics team does the top honors. Very first you fix that whether it is a present or past. Present. Whether it is a present or past? Present. Just go ahead with the option, okay. Easily you can remit that. We can make the wrong there because since both the A and C are a. Sorry? Yes. So very first we can avoid the past form, right? Okay. So when we have a word like, okay, past form, then we can go ahead. And the next to that, here we have very first option, we can go ahead with the very, what it is, my dear? Okay, the very first option we can go ahead with the has been awarded. But when we will go ahead with the future continuous particularly, okay, future continuous means when it should be just a plan, when it is just a plan. Do you understand what I mean? Plan means what, my dear? For example, there I have a sentence like, okay, my school reopens next week. My school reopens next week. What is the meaning of the sentence actually? What is the meaning of the sentence? Next week the school is going to reopen. But next week means you should write the question, right? When? Okay, whether they have mentioned the exact point of day. Next week means when they are going to reopen. Last row, either it is going to be a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. Simply they made a plan. What should I plan that is? Next week. What should I plan that is? Next week. So such a cases you should remember it that just a plan alone will comes under a simple present, even in present continuous. Okay, my school reopens next week also will be right answer. Another sentence, my school will be reopening next week. Okay, but here the sentence is the science fair results are in. Okay, are in means it is not a just a plan. Already they made a results. Okay, we are proud to announce that, which means they are announcing right now. Do you understand what I mean? The decision has been already taken. So it should not comes under a future continuous. It should be there in a present perfect. Okay, do you understand what I mean? Okay, and that too, okay, you should remember either it is a passive or active. And the next 11th question. 11th question you should remember there, okay, the keyword alone it shows that what is the very first keyword, my dear? Doubts. And then no. Okay, so easily we can remember it. Definitely it is belongs to a present form. Definitely it is belongs to a present form. So present form means you can omit the option which will not come, the past form, and then next to that future, and then having, obviously it will not come. Okay, so only option what we have, my dear, you have the clarity. Okay, so multiple choice question, please go ahead with the omitting option. Okay, and the last question, what is the answer, my dear? What it is? Yes, very easy question. Easy. While reading itself, you will find out that to unlock your phone, swipe down from the top of the screen, then enter. It is not then. There we won't write it. Then enter your PIN. Okay. So this what you should remember. See here, even the 12 question is there. Okay, 2 question you feel very difficult like anymore. 1 question we know the answer, but we don't know the exact explanation. Means we are not confident in the answer. Then what we will do? We will skip the answer. We will not go for it. We will avoid and then we will write another question. So hereby you should remember when the model question itself, you should attend all the 12. That is the most priority thing. Okay, you should not keep in your mind that, sir, if that comes, I will go with the option. Yes, of course. In board exam, if that comes, you please go ahead. But right now, we should not practice like that. Okay. So think twice. We will discuss the 2 question later. Now, let me get into the literature now. See, morning, what are the short answers we have discussed, my dear? Anyone remembered? What are the short answers? Morning, not to turn back. First lesson we have discussed, first question we have discussed from letter to God. Second, the ball poem. Okay, third one, Madam rides the bus. Fourth one, Coorg. And then fifth one, Amanda. Okay, these are that. Okay, so hereby now the very first question, see that. Justify the opinion, the relationship between the humans and animal. Morning we have discussed in that lesson that the most important word, okay, without a pet animal, the life is lonely. Okay, so in that perspective you should attend the question. Okay, because there we know that, okay, this situation was happening like, okay, in London actually. Okay, the Europe countries like, okay, country like Europe, the particular Western countries, the America, like any other places, definitely it is not like densely populated city. Okay, there they used to have their pet animal in order to, why? Because means most probably they should not feel like, okay, lonely like anymore. So they will always accompany with the most probably the animals. Okay, that's what they used to have the dogs and everything in their homes. Okay, So that lesson itself indicates that, okay, the very first line itself very important, okay, which is very most important thing means without a pet animal means definitely they will feel lonely, okay. And then see the question, justify the opinion that relation between the humans and animal portrayed as significant means morning we have discussed the essential thing, okay. In the Mitchell the author. Remember here ma, when you get into the question again and again you should analyze that. Most probably, Mitchell the author means most probably they are getting into the point like the relation between the humans and then the animals, how they feel very lonely. So that point and all, okay, listen here first row, that point and all you should buy or that, particularly that most important points, okay. So that will be like, okay, that shoots to any of the question which they are going to ask in the exam. Do you understand? Okay, if they have asked a first perspective question, even the same point you can write there. Do you understand? We are going to discuss the first question answer later. Okay, that time you will came to know about it. Even though it is like a specific question or generalized question, okay, we can write the same point, okay. And the next to that, see the next question. Morning we have discussed the vivid. Vivid means what, my dear? Clear, right? Vivid means what? Clear. See the question. How does the poet use the vivid imagery and metaphorical language? Morning also we have discussed the same. Metaphorical language, right? In metaphorical language, in which poem we have discussed, my dear? What it is? The ball poem, right? Okay. There they have given the metaphorical meaning that the ball has lost. Particularly, okay, the ball has lost means particularly they have lost their two different meaning we have written. What it is? Childhood and their innocence. Whose innocence? That boy's innocence. So all sudden if we lost our innocence means we should understand that we have lost our childhood. That's it. The innocence alone, it proves that since you are in the childhood, that is the most important thing. Still we can find the people, okay, though they will be in very different classes like anymore, but still they will be very innocent like anything, okay, which means still they are in a childhood. That point you should remember, okay. And then see that here that clear and then the metaphorical language, particularly for the what poem, my dear? Fog, okay. And then most importantly, already we have discussed this fog poem with another one particular poem. Can you remember that? Very first revision when I came here, that time we have revised the comparison. That is the very first comparison, not dust of snow, my dear. Just remember, fog means what they have made a word. It used to hunch the harbor and then the harbor and the, yeah, what it is, harbor and then the city. How they used to hunches the harbor and city, my dear? Silently, okay. That is the most important word, right? So with the help of this, find out that which poem, that I can give you the clue even. The same poem only we have discussed. Sorry? Yes. How to tell the wild animals. There we have n number of animals. Which animal we can compare that? Very first animal, what it is, my dear, in how to tell the wild animal? What is that? Okay. What it is? What it will do? Lion means what they will do? It will roar. That time itself the people will die. Okay, when they are roaring like anymore. Next animal? Tiger. Tiger means they mentioned that which should be a Bengal tiger. Okay. Another last third one they have mentioned about the, okay, there, that is a comparison, there it is. Okay. So it is like a cat actually, leopard. Okay, it will walk silently. The writer has mentioned that when you attack, when you hunted by that leopard, that time only you will came to know about it. The leopard has leapt on you. That's what, same like that silence. So same comparison for the second question. Fog and then another poem, how to tell the wild animal. And the next third question, see that, explain how the description of the storm intensifies the sense of danger and urgency in the chapter Black Aeroplane and then the first flight. So yes, of course, we have to write both the two topics, okay. But the very most important thing, okay, the key word for each and every topic you should remember. First flight means what we should write it, my dear? That point we should not avoid it. Okay, that alone will highlight. Again and again we are hearing, you will feel very bored like anymore. But when you hear something again and again, definitely it will register in the exam point of it. Okay, that particular point it will help you. Okay, remember it. And then black aeroplane means we know that what it is, my dear, taking a risk. Okay, the two different points we have to highlight, and then we should compare that. We will go ahead with the next. Okay, and then fourth question, see that very simple direct question. They have asked the characterization of the Kisha Gautami in the lesson name called the Sermon at Benares. Okay, so hereby we should remember it. It's a direct question. Okay, we are not supposed to worry about it. When the direct question comes, don't miss that. Try to attend that. Very first, we should prepare the direct question. That is the most important thing. When you get the direct question, you can write the direct answer. There we won't commit any mistake. Even that also, if you are writing any one point, yes, of course, that is acceptable. But it should be like without any grammatical error. Okay, so that in certain points you should buy out. That's it. Okay, and the next to that, see the question. How does the chapter, okay, for Annie Gregory, and then challenge the notion that physical beauty is the most important aspect of the person. This is also very direct. Okay, so these two questions, okay, when it comes, okay, we should not. Even the very previous question, the black aeroplane, and then the first flight, okay, if you are very good at it, you can go ahead, even you can make that. But compared to the second question, these two questions will be very, very easy. You should not miss that question when the direct questions comes, okay. And most importantly, when you got the question in exam, I remind you, when you got the question, okay, don't feel that, okay, we feel very happy, sir, because from that 4 question, I know that only one question alone I feel very difficult, I left it. But the very evening, once you went to your home, just prepare the answer and then try to write once or twice. Practice the question answer. Do you understand? Definitely that will help you. Don't think that is the last exam. Okay, so every day when you get the question, every exam once you get the question which you feel very tough, you should practice it. Okay, now let me get into the answer now. See the very first answer. Yes, here we have. See that, just write the point. Time itself you write it. Don't ask me the another few minutes. See the very first answer. So there in a question, see the very first point. Question itself, they have got the introduction right. This is actually, it's there in a question. So this should be your preparation and then the presentation. Do you understand? While you are writing, yes, of course, you should write it. And then the presentation should be there from the question. We should not write something very different individually like anymore. Yes, of course. But the introduction part of the short answers and even in the long answer, you should pick the most important word which was there in a question. So same point they have made it, and the next to that, that is the most important point. The narrator's fascination and care for Mitchell highlights the importance of empathy and understanding towards the animal. So fascination and care, that is the most important point. Okay, and then next to that, okay, next to that, anybody still writing? Or else I will show you again. Okay, whatever you can write, you write it, then give a space, we will go ahead. Okay, and the next to that, this descriptions of Mitchell playful behavior and the narrator's emotional responses create a sense of connection and affection between the two eyelids. So the behavior, what behavior that is? A playful behavior. Playful behavior means what you can remember in that lesson, my dear? In the lesson, what the Mitchell used to do, what? They used to take a bath, right? Say yes or no, how they used to go the very first day, and then second day, they themselves will go, right? Okay. So that part alone, the writer has mentioned like humorous like anymore. And they even what happened, Mitchell and then the author becomes very, very close. Okay. So that point they have to remember in this. Okay. So very different question and different answer. You should quote the same. Okay. And the next second question also feels the same like. So again, the introduction was taken from the question itself. Okay. And then see that this repeated reference, the fog as a cat and the little cat feet create the visual images of the mysteries and unpredictable entity. And most importantly, you should remember, whenever you are writing a fog and then the cats paw like anymore, you should remember this word. What it is, my dear? Okay, what it is? Silent. Okay, which means how they have entered the fog very silently, like the fog. Okay, that word you should not forget. Okay, and then conveying the sense of disorientation and take a lack of clarity experienced in the foggy condition. Okay, so the very first point is very important. Okay, that you have to remember. Okay, and the next, black aeroplane. And then the first flight, both together will be there, just remember there. So black aeroplane means we know that we should take the risk in our life. So end of the day, what happened? The nature will help you in order to escape from the situation. Okay, we should not fear like anymore, we should not give up. The end of the day, we should take the risk, that's it. Okay, so the very first point, the black aeroplane is a strong play importance in highlighting the tension and the drama of the narrative. Okay, definitely there will be a tension and the drama of the narrative means the way they have narrated. The clouds are personified as a black and angry. So remember this point. Okay, quote this. And then it's suggesting a dangerous situation that the pilot cannot escape. They have compared even the clouds, right? In what term they have compared, my dear? Clouds has been compared with black mountains. Okay, don't forget the word. Okay, the clouds has been, particularly in extracts they can ask you. Okay, clouds was compared with. Okay, in extracts they can ask you the word meaning and all, very important, so please go ahead. So the clouds are personified as a black and angry. Okay, and then it's suggesting the dangerous situation that the pilot cannot escape. Okay, that particular point. And the next to that, the pilot realization of his inability to fly over around them due to the fuel. Definitely the fuel consumption is very low, right? Okay, that is very less than like anymore. So they, even though the end of it, okay, they made a word also. How many remind is there, my dear? How much was remind is there? Definitely it will be run like anymore for the next 5 kilometers. Okay, so it is like limited like anymore. Okay, so the sense of urgency due to the fuel, even that also. And then the tone of challenges the pilot faces, but also makes the reader actually, okay, aware of their, which means a daring situation like anymore, thereby making the narrative more intense. Okay, so this point all throughout that 4 or 5 points, that is very important. Okay, please go ahead with that. Don't forget to write it. I'll show you the point again, okay, not to worry about it. And the next, Kisha Gaudami. Okay, so we know that character, what sort of character that is, my dear? What sort of character that is? The mother. Okay, actually the mother who has lost her only son, right? Who has lost her only son. Okay, in order to save him, okay, she was running like anything. Okay, she may not know that. Okay, she thought that if I go to any other divine places or any other hospitals like anymore, definitely I can get back my son like anything. But there alone she came to know about it. When she get into that, okay, Buddha's help, there only she remembered it. Okay, see the answer, that she was lost her only son and then consumed by a sorrow. But this character serves a central theme of the story, particularly the suffering. Okay, particularly the suffering. The way she finds to bring her child back to life leads her to seek the help from Buddhas. Okay, to seek the help from Buddhas. Through her character, the story explores the thing, what it is, the human experiences of loss and grief and the search for meaning. Okay, and the next most importantly, that women's transformation from grieving mother to seeker the wisdom reflects the transformative power of the Buddha's teaching. Buddha's teaching about what? That point also we should add it. Okay, what is that point, my dear? What is that point? Okay, the death is inevitable, not inevitable, not my dear, inevitable. Okay, so that point you should remember there. Okay, even that point you can add here. And the last one, which is going to be the Annie. Okay, there we have a word. Okay, the challenges, particularly in the physical beauty, is the most important aspects of the person, which signifies the inner beauty and character. Okay, particular beauty means definitely it is the inner beauty and then the characters. And then poem explores the idea of the true beauty lies the qualities such as the inner beauty means definitely if a person was very kind, that is the inner beauty. The person was very wit, which means a knowledgeable person, that is the inner beauty. And then the integrity, the way he behaved in the social life, okay, the way he behaved with the surrounding people, that part. And then rather than the external appearance, okay, rather than the external appearance, we should give more importance to this. The beauty means only these things, okay. And the next, it encourages the readers to value the inner quality that shapes a person's true essence. True essence means true replica, okay. So this should be your point in that lesson, okay. Do you understand, my dear? Okay, so you please, it will be like very vague like anything, but the points are very, very important. When you got the same question, when you write this answer, when you got this answer, when you write this, then you will feel the happiness. Until it will be very very hard like anymore. But when you get the same question, there is no way. These are the important point, because everything is like a more general point alone. Any question it shoots. Okay, if any question comes, definitely it shoots. So write the points. Okay. Now let me complete the question number 1 and then the 2. 1 and the 6 or 7, my dear. What question we have discussed? First one, and then 6th question alone. Last question also they have given 6th only, right? Yes, 6th. So the option they have given, any other option can be added there. Accommodations will not come, sir. Accommodation. And then one soul made a word that, okay, it is not what it is, sir. In, it is off. One people they made a word that it is not in, sir. It should be changed into at. Any other option? 5th one, any changes is there? No. That's all. We'll go over to the answer. So what is the right answer, my dear? Any guess of it? Accommodations, the best accommodations. There is no, even if we can consider that as the best accommodation, or even we can call the sentence as the best accommodations. For example, students must bring, the students must bring, both are same. There is no error in it, okay. Either we can use a sentence with article or without article. Same like that, accommodations or accommodation, it's not an issue. And the next to that, definitely ensures, it may be right, there is no way at all. Some people will make the word that ensure. It's a singular form, right? So ensures only, okay. The article definitely the will come, because it's a what degree, my dear? Best means superlative degree. Definitely we will get the article the. And then accommodation, that's what we have discussed. And then in, the preposition alone we should get into it. In means what? It represents the, in means what it is, my dear? It represents in, of, at. 3 options alone we have, right? Where we will use the word in and of and at, my dear. The prepositions definitely we have to revise. With, in, at, of, we should remember it. Okay, for your kind information, here we should go ahead with the answer what it is. Someone said the word, what it is, my dear? Who made the word? At. Then explain there. That's it, okay. Like a previous question, strong, that is strengthen, that's what we have discussed, right? What it is, at means where we will use the word at? Particularly to specify something, okay. In article we will use the word the, right? The, okay. Same like that here we have to use the word at. In next classes, we will discuss the prepositions even, okay? Separately, we will get into the preposition, particularly the very familiar preposition, then we will discuss, okay? And the next to that, the very first question, only one soul made an answer. What it is, my dear? Strengthen. What is that mean of it? The researchers finding strong the need of a stricter environmental regulation in industrial zones, okay? Actually, what it is, we should increase the what it is, the base of it, right? Okay, so that what we have to write the word strengthen, only option, that's it, okay? But the strong, stronger, strongest, that is very different. What is that, my dear? That is adjective. Positive, no, positive. Strong, stronger is a comparative, only two different souls. And the next one, strongest is a superlative. That is very different. But here, in order to increase that, okay, so that we have only option, what it is? Strengthen, okay? So only one soul, but anyway, so two different questions, or definitely you lose, my dear. Okay, if same like the question, if the in exam if it comes, okay, here we have only two questions, so with the option we can omit it. But then what about the board exam? Okay, if 4 questions comes, definitely there is no way, okay? So next class we will get into the preposition separately, okay, similar preposition, okay? Preposition means you should remember, we should differentiate the preposition like time, person, place, okay? We should defer that. When the preposition comes, you should distinguish, like morning we have discussed, right, when the sentence given, you should find out it comes under a voices. In voices it comes under a not active, it comes under a passive. And in passive it not comes under a personal, it is a impersonal. Same like the preposition comes in, you should differentiate. Oh, this is not a person, it is not representing the time, it representing the place. Okay, do you understand? Likewise, you should separate. And then in the question itself, you should find out that what sort of question it is. Then whether you want to go to the personal or a timing or place preposition, that you have to define, okay? Next class definitely I will prepare with the slide. We'll go ahead, okay? That and all we don't have here, but we have to. The addition grammar, definitely we have to go ahead, or else we'll lose some mark, okay? So that's it, my dear. We'll go to the answer part. Just copy that, okay? Take your note, written note. Check the answers.